On March 30, 1944, after increasingly frequent disagreements with Hitler's conduct of the war, von Manstein was finally transferred to the Führer Reserve. Then, however, in 1949, by then back in prison in Werl, the British judiciary had initiated a new trial against him, and Manstein was sentenced to 18 years in Werl prison. But then, in May 1953, he was released from prison for health reasons. When the former field marshal on the 24th November 1967, his 80th. When he turned 80, the then Inspector General, General Ulrich de Maizière, honored him at the Memorial Grove on the grounds of the Armored Troops School in Munster, and at Manstein's burial after his passing on June 10, 1973, the Bundeswehr granted him all military honors. However, to this day, they have neither named a barracks after him nor mentioned him in any other way. But wasn't that a double standard? From 1937, Heusinger served in the Operations Department of the General Staff at the Army High Command in Berlin, and from the 15th October 1940 he became the head of this department, which was responsible for the strategic and operational command of the Army units. Heusinger was involved in virtually all operational planning during the war, against Poland, Denmark, Norway, France, and finally in 1941 also against the Soviet Union, and the summer offensive of 1942, Operation Blue. But if you objectively look at his career at the Führer headquarters, you have to ask yourself, since he never spent a day at the front, whether he should be judged in the same way as Manstein, because the events he helped plan had made all of this possible in the first place, for which a number of German generals were either executed after the war or, like Manstein, sentenced to long prison terms, or later banned from any public office in West Germany. In contrast, as a co-initiator of the operations and always an obedient follower of orders, he had already regained significant influence over planning at the Blank Office since 1952. He later held the highest positions in the Bundeswehr and NATO, eventually even serving as a member of the NATO Military Committee in Washington.